Hi, I'm Mark Abels, owner of Selco, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Hello one and all, and welcome to another Explore Tulsa. We start the show with a new way to put dinner on the table.
Then a Tulsa entrepreneur who was as fast on the track as is savvy in business.
Followed by flying high for spring.
Plus a doctor who makes web calls.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks so much for joining us again for this week's Explore Tulsa.
Hey Trish, what time do you usually sit down at the table?
Well, I try to get to the table by 6, but by the time I get home and get everything together, the meat, the spices, and other ingredients, it could be, well, much later.
And that's why Bridget and her family came up with this new idea called Dinners at 6.
My husband and I came up with this idea when we had a little one at home and he was starting to eat real food, and we just knew that he wasn't gonna be able to live on cereal and eggs that we were eating, you know? We wanted more nutritious food for him. But we worked both full time and just didn't have time in the evenings. And so we were in another state and we're kind of talking to some people, and they said, well, we're using this kind of service. And we said, that's what we need. And we came back here to Tulsa and Broken Arrow and we're looking for it and just couldn't find it. So we just did it ourselves. We did a lot of experimenting. My in-laws were already kind of doing some freezer cooking for us just to help us out, and so we had a base that we started with, and then we hired a kitchen manager that's got 30 years experience in the food industry, and so she brought tons of knowledge our way. She's worked in hotels, restaurants, she's managed hospital kitchens, you know, you name it, she's done it with the food, and she's been like a mother to me for like the last 10 years, and so when I was gonna do this, I just knew that I wasn't going to do it without her, and so she took a chance and joined us, and it's been going really great since.
I've known her for probably 14 years, and when she called me, I was like, we're doing what? We cook without cooking, basically. And I was like, well, I haven't ever heard of that. And she goes, yeah, we're going to figure it out, but we'll do it. I was like, okay, I'm on board with you.
We buy our meat, like our fresh meat and stuff, locally here, so it's fresh, and it's not been frozen or, you know, weird stuff added to it to keep it fresh. And we have a bigger variety, so every month we're giving out 15 different entrees to choose from, and they change every month.
We go through our recipes, pick out the 15 entrees for the month, and we start here at this table and put everything together fresh. It's never cooked. That was the hard part for me to get used to, because I'm always cooking and cooking and cooking. But we prepare it all fresh frozen. And then straight from here it goes to the freezer. And the first time it's ever cooked is when it gets to your house.
We say we're the healthier alternative to fast food, for sure. We kind of feel like the fast food's our competition, because that's their other option, you know, is either they're gonna swing by the drive-thru. So we're leaps and bounds better than that as far as health goes. But we do include like all the nutrition information and everything on there, all the entrees. But we also offer a light package that is reduced calorie as well. So everything's under 400 calories a serving. It feels amazing. I mean, on the one hand, the nutrition's there. My little one is eating good food, and we have so many responses from our customers saying that, you know, that they're able to feed their family, and even their pickiest eaters are eating the food, which is amazing. Plus, we've got this whole other market where they're feeding like their elderly parents or grandparents, and they're feeling good that they're eating healthier. And then personally, I get to see my kids more. You know, I worked 40 plus hours a week. My husband worked full time, and with this business, it's been flexible, so I get to see my little one more and spend more time with him and not feel like I'm missing out on the things that he's doing, so it's been really cool.
Dinner's at 6 is such a great idea, and the food is pretty awesome too. I tried the beef stroganoff, and not only was it amazing, but while it was cooking in the crock pot, the entire house smelled tasty.
You don't have to take Stevie's word for it. Visit dinnersatsix.com and check out all of the delicious items on the menu.
Dinner's at 6 is one of those things where you think, man, why didn't I think of that?
Being your own boss is definitely the way to go, and our next guest is no stranger to success.
You're so right, Trish. Look around Tulsa, it'd be hard for you not to see something that Doug Jandebeur has owned at one time or another throughout the decades that he's been here.
Yeah, and Mr. Jandebeur joins us next to share his wisdom and a few very entertaining stories when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Welcome to White House Mansion, where we are ready to make your events extraordinary.
Located near Tulsa Hills, White House Mansion is country living in the city. This unique, historic mansion is the perfect venue for your wedding reception, party, or holiday gathering. We can accommodate up to 500 guests with both indoor and outdoor options and plenty of parking. If you're looking for a charming, special, and flexible location for your big day,
Call us now to make memories that will last for a lifetime.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life and see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
The Tulsa shores of the Arkansas River have seen unending activity throughout the ages. For 28 years, Video Revolution has been here working on Tulsa time, doing what we do best, providing cutting-edge electronics at an absolute guaranteed lowest price. And when the new technology comes sweeping down the plains just a little too fast, our professional sales and installation staff can put it all together for that ultimate high-definition home theater experience now in 3D. Video Revolution, south down the river over to 71st and Lewis.
Hi, it's so nice of you to stay with us for more Explore Tulsa.
I'm so glad you did too, because our next guest is our landlord. Recently, I stopped in to meet Doug Jandebeur, and let me tell you, this guy is absolutely amazing. There's nothing he hasn't done, from motorcycle racing to surviving airplane crashes, and Mr. Jandebeur has one great story to tell.
Oh yeah, I've had a hell of a time. I've had a fishing camp in Honduras. We've done 3 housing developments up in Nebraska, sold motorcycles, sold airplanes all over the country. I've crashed them in a ball of flame. And so far I've come out. So I've lived at least 10 of those experiences, starting when I was 5 years old. First thing that got me into motorcycles was my father's going back on his word that he'd buy me a new pickup when I was 16. Lived on the farm. By that time, I'd knocked the wheels off from under his tractor and upset his Jeep and thrown a load of hay in the ditch. And he said, son, you're just not ready yet. He says, when I feel you're ready, I'll get you a pickup. Boy, I was scored heartbroken. So I found a motorcycle sitting at a filling station, and I ended up putting some money on that and buying it. Didn't know how to ride it home, but I got it there. Yeah, I became a dealer in 1956. Dad let me put my dealership in the horse barn because he wasn't raising horses anymore. From that point on, it just gradually grew on its own. I decided in 1959 that there just wasn't enough population. It was too cold in North Platte, Nebraska, so I and the wife drove around and come with my buddies, and we went to California and all over the country and settled on Tulsa. Decided it was the best market, and we've been here since. When I first came to town, we stopped at the Anchor Inn over on Admiral, and 2 of my buddies came down from Nebraska, and we didn't know where we was, but we knew we were in the right town. So we pulled out on the street on our motorcycles, and down at Lewis, we saw 4 or 5 bike riders run by. So I said, well, we'll find out from them what's going on. So we caught up with them and said, do you mind if we ride with you? And they said, no, we're going out to Coweta. We went on up there, and they were having a dance in the street. But about 11 o'clock, a couple of fellas come and said, you better get on your bikes, we're going to go. And so we got our bikes turned around, got ready to go. So we followed them. We didn't know where we was going. So we followed them. We ended up at a bar, which turned out to be 36th Street North. And it wasn't too long before some gal got up out of her chair, and another guy grabbed the chair and whatnot, and it turned into a fist fight. So outside we went, and our team won, and we took off and headed for town before the police got there. In fact, the sheriff was going out as we was going in. So that was my first night in Tulsa. Well, I don't know, but motorcycle people seem to be in the same group as a lot of aviation. So I decided there ought to be another business there, and so we found who owned the hangars. So we flew out there to see if we could make a deal with him. We're beating on his door, and he comes to the door and he says, what the hell do you want? We're not buying anything. I said, no, we're wanting to buy from you. He says, oh, I've had old pilots calling me forever wanting a hangar, and none of them could do nothing with them, go away. We said, well, we're here to put some money down on it, and we're going to rent them until we get them fixed up, and then we're going to buy them. After a year or so, we ended up buying them and ended up in the aviation business. When I was in the motorcycle business, people come along, thought it was worth more than I did, and so they ended up buying it. The same thing happened in the aviation business. We built that up to where we did all the airlines except American. We did all the military. Last year we were there, we pumped 34 million gallons of jet fuel. Had 72 employees, and the wife did all the paychecks by hand, and it was a lot of fun. We ended up with 5 hangars. Mercury Aviation from California came out and took it off our hands. In the business, and you have to, I mean, it's no guts, no glory. You're going to fail probably twice before you finally succeed, but each time you get a little smarter. And I think there's been at least 4 times that I've been back down to almost zero, had to start over.
What a great guy, and that was just a fraction of his amazing life. Good news is he's working on a book that'll tell the whole story of his life.
I'm sure that book will be filled with some of the secrets that he has to his success. Or you could just stop by his office at 71st and Lewis and ask him how you too can be your own boss.
If I were my own boss, I'd probably plan to spend a few days outside finding ways to have fun, like soaring down a zip line.
As luck would have it, I know just the place where you can make that dream come true. We'll visit the POSTOAK Lodge and Canopy tours next when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
It's ORU like you've never seen before. ORU's Conference and Event Centers invites you to consider us for your next event. With over a dozen venue options and more than 40 years of putting on big shows, we're confident we have just the right venue solution for you. ORU's Conference and Event Services is a full-service operation catering to the needs of the university and the community of Tulsa. Getting married? Then the Prayer Gardens or Christ Chapel can accommodate any size wedding party. Or if your event is all business, ORU has the finest conference, banquet facilities, and equipment in all of Oklahoma. And we have plenty of fun too, with summer camps covering volleyball, soccer, swimming, baseball, and more. Call and find out how ORU Conference and Event Services can be your all-inclusive event venue. 918-495-6400. At Video Revolution, our home entertainment experts have been designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use for over 30 years. From flat panel LED TVs to 4K projector systems, the top name brands are here at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to our business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. Video Revolution, Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge technology.
Welcome back for more exciting adventures with Explore Tulsa as we prepare to take on the zip line at Canopy Tours.
You know, Stevie, zip lines have been around for a long time. In 1897, H.G. Wells even referenced one in his book, The Invisible Man.
Oh, how cool would that be? You know, to be invisible and soar down a zip line.
While Stevie works on how to become invisible, let's check in with the folks at the POSTOAK Lodge and Canopy Tours.
It's Oklahoma's most unique lodging destination. POSTOAK Lodge and Retreat is city close but country quiet. And that's what we like to say, because even though we're only 10 minutes from downtown Tulsa, it's 7 miles northwest of downtown, it is still have a little bit of remoteness to it. So you can get away for a meeting and feel like you're away. So hopefully at the end of the day or the end of the weekend, you feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and then it's a 10-minute drive back home. I'm Tricia Kirkstra, General Manager, POSTOAK Lodge and Retreat. It started out earlier, the Catholic Diocese purchased the land and they built a summer camp. After so many years, Williams Companies purchased it and they turned it into a learning center. So we're sitting in the great room of what was their common area, of the conference center. About 10 years ago, our owners purchased it and we've turned it into a place for reunions, corporate retreats, weddings on the weekends, so now it's POSTOAK Lodge and Retreat. All of our guests enjoy the main lodge, and this is where we have a lot of meetings. There's over 15,000 square feet of meeting space. And then we have the common dining area. Well, that's used for all the groups during the week, weddings on the weekend. All of our guests, though, also enjoy 8 sleeping lodges. Those comprise 60 guest rooms that also have common areas for smaller group gatherings, hanging out with the family. They all have front porches. But in addition to that, all of this is set on 1,200 acres. You can look over the Osage Hills. It's so beautiful. And all the guests that stay here, they can enjoy swimming, hiking, fishing, horseshoes, and then they can even enjoy our newest attraction, the Canopy Tour Zip Line.
My name is Mark Rose, and I'm one of the managers of the POSTOAK Canopy Tour, and we've had a great partnership with POSTOAK Lodge with our company, Adventure Quest Recreation, and we have been able to be involved with them in the ropes course side of things for the last 15, 16 years. It's been a great partnership for us, that they've had the beautiful land and the infrastructure for it. We had the knowledge of construction and the management part of it, and it's worked out real well for us. So the POSTOAK Canopy Tour has 6 zip lines and 7 platforms, and they're all built on poles, and so you are above the trees on a few of the zip lines, and then you are going through the kind of the middle of the trees on some of the other zip lines. And it's just over 3,800 feet of linear cable, and so we take you come into what we call the landing area. It's one of our nice buildings where you come in, you check in with the host, and then from there we do the gear up station where you put your equipment on. We have staff there that's helping you every step of the way, and you have 2 staff that will go with you through all the zips, and they take over from there, and with you and your group of up to 8 people go through and you zip from platform to platform. So we have a guide that works, and he or she are the ones that end up stopping the clients as they come in. We have what's called a break block system, and the client comes in, and as they come into the next platform, they're slowed down by a braking system that's run by our guide. Well, the ropes course is a great tool, and it's not the right tool for everyone, but for a group that is wanting another type of outdoor challenge. It can be a low intensity, it can be kind of a high intensity type challenge, but it's good for groups who want to practice not only saying we're a team, but let's go practice as a team. So for me, being involved is it's working with our staff, it's getting to see clients that come out, have a great time, and thirdly, to be involved in a property out here that's a beautiful part of the Northeast Oklahoma.
I have to admit, I was a little scared standing on the edge of those towers, but once I jumped off, I was in the air, it was all fun.
Well, there's one thing we all know for sure. If Stevie can do it, anyone can. Visit POSTOAKCanopyTours.com to learn more.
I was able to conquer my fear of high places through hypnosis. Have you ever been hypnotized, Trish?
Can't say that I have, Stevie.
Are you feeling sleepy now?
No, but to learn a little bit about hypnotic therapy and how professional counseling can be a great benefit, stick around, because next up we meet licensed family therapist and teacher Dr. Richard Nongard when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
How about now?
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Find us 1 block east on 71st and Garnett, behind Salvation Army. Free admission, parking free too. Y'all come out and see us now.
Hello, and thanks for taking time out of your day to hang out with us on Explore Tulsa.
One thing that a lot of people don't know about Video Revolution is their duplication department.
Don't worry, there's no cloning going on. Video Rev has an entire room of minions working day and night to copy your old Super 8 movie film or VHS tapes and put those videos on a digital format that you can play on your computer or DVD player.
It's really a great service, and we also help folks duplicate videos that they produce for distribution.
One of those guys is known worldwide for his work as a licensed marriage and family therapist. His YouTube page alone has nearly 6 million views.
And we're lucky to have Dr. Richard Nongard on Explore Tulsa.
Well, actually, it all started out as an accident. It was back in 1994, and I was collecting my own continuing education hours. And, you know, there were 100 people in this room, and we were all listening to somebody who was really boring. And we all paid $100 to be there. And I thought to myself, I think I know as much as this guy, and I'm at least that boring. And I had some ideas that I really wanted to share related to addiction counseling. So I started doing seminars and workshops, you know, on site for various organizations in my area of expertise, which is addiction. And it wasn't that I sought out technology. It's really that the changes in technology meant a greater availability to new people. And so I've always been open to trying to be aware of what technologies were available so that I could deliver our training, our seminars, even one-on-one client services using a variety of different technologies. You know, first it was, you know, VHS tapes, and of course now most of it is done either real-time or online, or using streaming video and other online media. Well, actually, I was rather limited back in the 90s. I remember actually purchasing 4 or 5 VHS players and trying to wire them all up and having to do it in real time. And it was Video Revolution who said, wait a minute. It was Ron who said, you know, we can do this a lot faster for you. And what that gave me the ability to do back in the 90s was really to expand beyond simply a market in Dallas or Tulsa or Oklahoma City. And we're probably one of the largest providers of mental health continuing education. We're licensed in Florida, in California, you know, all the big states, do a lot of training in Washington, and technology has helped us to deliver our training and our products to really a national level. It was actually Ron coming out and letting me know, hey, these are the services that are available that were so helpful to me, that let me see an opportunity beyond just the local professionals and to be able to do that on a national level. The advent of the internet, you know, which occurred really for all practical purposes when my customers started getting on broadband, you know, let's call it 2002, 2003, 2004, really let me then be able to tap into new media, and I was there really before many others, which I think has led to some of our success. Sometimes business success is about being the first one to see the opportunity. You know, I meet a lot of therapists, and they graduate from therapy school with a master's degree or a doctorate in whatever discipline, social work or psychology or marriage and family therapy, and they have a lot of clinical skills, but they don't really know how to utilize those with clients who actually show up in the office at 4:15. And so the number one question that I've always tried to answer in our class is, what are you really going to do with your clients on a daily basis? And so the courses that we offer really come from, in large part, my experience and the experiences of my associates in providing direct care to individuals. And it's really neat to be able to take somebody who has a heart for helping people and then give them the format or the process necessary to be success. And a lot of these clients who therapists work with, for them, the problems really are life and death. And it brings a smile on my face to be able to see somebody make such significant change.
I really like Dr. Nongard, but I was afraid to look him right into the eyes because, I didn't want to be hypnotized.
Oh, brother. If you'd like to learn more about what Dr. Nongard can do for you, visit Nongard.com.
He can teach you how to hypnotize people.
Stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
At Video Revolution,
We've got
today's 3D technology.
smart TVs,
and I can help you pick the one that's
a larger size TV.
We handle it all here at Video Revolution.
Now people can get
A 90-inch TV.
locally owned and operated.
Now coming up on a 30-year anniversary.
Customer service is our priority. We have our own service center.
It just brings back enjoyment to watching TV.
and now it's affordable for everybody.
And we sell fun stuff. It's like toys for big kids. Customers that come into Video Revolution are blown away.
Be sure and join us next week when we go for a ride with Jim and Tricia at Galaxy Limos.
We want to thank Bridget and her crew, Dinners at 6, for making sure Tulsa families can enjoy a good sit-down meal.
Thanks, too, to Doug Jandebeur and his wife for sharing with us their knowledge and the stories all about all the good stuff they've done, and the crew out at POSTOAK Lodge and Canopy Tours for letting us go out on that zip line.
Plus, thanks to Dr. Richard Nongard for all the extra efforts he takes to provide care to families and therapists everywhere.
Remember, if you missed any of the show, you can always catch us at ExploreTulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the 2-pair for $129 deal with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.